Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I'm so glad you're here to join me today. I thought that I would go ahead and do a little Bible study and work in my prayer journal. Guys, this is getting so full. We only have a couple more pages to go, and then I'm going to have to make a new one. When I make a new one, maybe I'll do a tutorial on exactly how I made this one, because this is not the normal way to make traveler's notebook. All of these notebooks that I've made do come out, but not in the normal way. So maybe I'll do a video on that sometime. But anyway, I have a Sunday night Bible study I do online with my church. And just lately we've been studying, each week we study a bold prayer of somebody's. And the second week that we did was Moses and a prayer that he prayed. And it is so profound. And it's really, we did this 2 weeks ago and it's still resonating with me. And I just wanted to bring it to your attention and give you something to think about. This is a story about, Moses when he was up on Mount Horeb, I think, getting the 10 Commandments, and the people down at the camp had made a golden calf, and because Moses had been gone, they went back to worshiping their idols and all of this. And when Moses comes down the mountain after talking to God, he's enraged by these people and everything. And the people are getting ready to move on again, and God tells them that he's not going with them because he's so disgusted with them and the way that they forgot about him and were worshiping this golden calf. And Moses goes back and talks to God on behalf of the people. And this is really, this story that I'm going to talk about real quick comes from Exodus chapter 33, verses 1 through 23. But I'm just going to pick out a couple things. Verse 3 says, "Go up to the land flowing with milk and honey, for I will not go in your midst, lest I consume you on the way, for you are a stiff-necked people." And when the people heard this bad news, they mourned. So this was God saying, nope, not going with you. You defied me. You made this golden calf. You go, and I'm not going with you. And when the people heard that, they mourned. I guess they came about and realized that what they had done is wrong. Moses set up a tabernacle outside of the camp, and he would go there and speak to God. And it says in verse 11, "So the Lord spoke to Moses face to face as a man speaks to a friend." When you pray, do you speak to God as a friend? Do you consider him your friend? Because it said God spoke to Moses face to face as a man speaks to a friend. And I think sometimes, we try to pray holy words, churchy words, long prayers, whatever, and that's not how we actually talk to a friend. Excuse me. Then in verse 13, when the Lord says, you go, Moses pleads the case for the people and say, "If I have found grace in your sight, show me your way, that I may know you, that I may find grace in your sight. And consider that this nation is your people." So Moses is now saying, no, you go with us. You've got to go with us. How is anybody going to know we're different? How are they going to know we're your holy people if you don't go with us? And then God says in verse 14, and he says, "My presence will go with you and I will give you rest." So he said, because of Moses' pleading and apparently the people mourning, he says, "I will go with you." Verse 17 says, "So the Lord said to Moses, I will do this thing that you have spoken, for you have found grace in my sight, and I know you by name." This is God talking to Moses. "And Moses said," and here's the bold prayer, "Please show me your glory." And we've all heard of that, "show me your glory." I'm actually going to post, hopefully I'll remember, a link to the lyric version of, the lyric version of Third Day's song, "Show Me Your Glory." And the greatest thing you can do is just to listen to that music You can read the words if you're not familiar with it, or if you're familiar with it, just close your eyes and listen to the words of that video. It is just astounding, and it's not a new song. It's been out for at least 11, 12 years, maybe more. I don't know. But anyway, so why is please show me your glory such a bold prayer? And some of the things we discussed was because in God's great presence, if God shows us his glory and his presence and light, then all of my sin is exposed. If God's glory is shown all around me, then that means that my sin is exposed. It's just laying out there. That's a scary thing, you know. So having that out there, you know, it's bold to say, "Show me your glory," because it is God's weight in our world. His glory is like his weight in this world. It is holiness that contracts our unholiness, and that's what I'm talking about here. It's the power that overwhelms our weaknesses, and it is light that reveals our darkness. So that's, you know, when we're asking for God to show us his glory, those are the things we're asking for. And just real quick, why would we pray, show me your glory? You know, because who wants to say, show me everything that's wrong with me all at once, okay? God, that sounds like a good idea. Some of the reasons that my pastor had pointed out was it would improve our leading others. It would put a spiritual shine on our face and in our lives. If you've seen God's glory or you've been in his presence, you're going to have a shiny face. And I'm not necessarily talking a physically shiny face, but you're going to have a shiny face. It would assure us of God's power, presence, and favor if he showed us his glory. And it would show others our distinction. And today, in this day and age, I think being in the presence of God and seeking his glory, that's what's going to show others our difference, our distinction as God's people. So I'm not going to go more into that study. It was just very profound for me. So my question to you is, you know, are you going to be bold, and are you going to ask God to show you his glory? Okay, so we're going to do this little page here. I just picked this one because it's available. I did go ahead and actually I printed out some stuff, and I'll put a link below too of some of these items. Hold on. It's a Helen video. I have to get up because I'm ill prepared. Just a second here. I printed out some things off the internet. The first one is this little sheet of little fairies, hand-drawn fairies by Tandi Art. And I love digitals because you can size them. This is the same one. You know, I sized these little girls differently. And I just love these. I think that these are so cute. And they're only like $2 something. And you get the file so you can print them as many times as you want. And I had also bought another one from her. These little winter things, and I just love this snowman. I think that little snowman is so adorable. And look at the little squirrel wearing a hat with the ears. Isn't that cute? I love her cute work. She's really cute. And then I also got some printed off some printables. These are free ones, and I'll put the link below to her website. Is Susan Rose Art. If you don't know her, if you like mixed media or watercolor, she's really good. She's very good. And I actually saw these the first time on someone else's channel, and she was using them in her journal. And I asked her, "Did you paint those? Because they're beautiful." And she gave me the link to Susan Rose Art. She's got lots of freebie printables. These are just two I printed, or a couple I printed off. There's this one, which is a whole sheet of florals. Then there's this one, and then I printed this one here. And it was Christina Betts. She was the one who was using it, and she's the one who told me no, she didn't do them, and she gave me the link to them. So, and I picked out a couple little other things. These are things that came out of the box. You know, if you've been with me any length of time, that when I do my prayer journal, I use the stuff out of this box. just so I don't get totally overwhelmed, and also so I can keep all my faith-based items together. Oops. Oh my goodness, I am definitely having to craft a lunch here. I was supposed to tidy this desk off before I made this video, but I was having technical difficulties with my phone, and my husband and I were fussing over that. So, all right, so I'm just going to go and get working here. This book has different pages on it. This is a very thin piece of graph paper. I will do my prayer on the next page, but on this one I need to cover it up, because if I write on this page, it's going to show through on this page because it's just thin graph paper and I use a gel pen. So one page has got to be covered with paper. So I thought I'd use one of these to back it with, and the colors are very similar. The style's a little bit different. I guess it really doesn't matter which one I use, so I'm just going to get on with it and use one. And I thought what I would do is just tear a piece here that I can put on the back as a background, and not like that, Helen. I have actually printed these not on, this isn't computer paper, it is cardstock, 8.5 by 11 cardstock. You know, you get the colored packs at Michael's and stuff. And I think this was just a pack of whites, cardstock, or it came from a multiple colored pack and there was just white in it. So all I'm doing is taking the white edge where it didn't print off and get rid of that. Now, of course, this is way too big for this, so I need to, again, I need to size this down. So I'm just gonna, this is how I roll on this journal. I don't do anything like really technical. And then I'm going to tear it about here. I just love this. I think this is so pretty. I'd love to learn how to do this, and I'm going to try working on it and like make this. And if I can, then, you know, we'll do a video tutorial on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue this background on, and I hope that you understand the reason I'm doing that is to give this page some stiffness so that at least on this side I can write on it. And this one I will write my prayer on this side. So let me get this down here. Usually one page is more decorated, and then the other page is I have to leave space for my prayer. And I've, you know, like I said, I've been thinking about Show Me Your Glory a lot. And I actually have been playing the Third Day song on my phone quietly before I start my prayer time in the morning, and just listening to the words and, you know, getting me in the mood. You know what? I think I just glued that upside down. I did. The flowers are growing downwards, but you know what? Who cares? Okay. There we go. So this is the start right there. Isn't that paper beautiful? And it's beautiful the right way around. I think it's so busy. It's okay. Now I'm going to use this little fairy girl. I had already cut her out, so you don't have to watch me painfully cut her out. But see, she blends in too well with the background because she's kind of the same colors. So I took one of my watercolor little things that I made. I have a tutorial on this when I made these little watercolor journaling cards. And so I thought maybe I'd use one of those behind her, just kind of to set her off. And I was deciding whether I should use that bright pink one, or I kind of actually like that blue one, so we're going to use this blue one. Just to kind of define her and set her apart from this background a little bit. And I did that also, I learned that kind of when I was playing with my glue book. I think I think it was the floral pages that I did in my glue book, where I realized it was so darn busy, you couldn't see anything unless you put something behind, you know, the other elements. You needed to kind of set them off a little bit. Okay, let me see if I can't adhere that bottom a little better here. All right, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to put her there, this little fairy. I've been meaning to go back and to see what else Tandi Art has, and see maybe purchasing some more digitals from her. Okay, and there. So now you can see her a little bit better because she's set off with that watercolored card there, or little journaling spot there. But I'm not going to journal there. What I wanted to do, I don't know if you recognize this. I'm not sure whose paper these come from, these little things. But these, it was a whole sheet of paper just with these little birds, all different kinds of little birds. I cut them out of the sheet of paper because I just think they're so cute as little elements on their own. And I thought I would hang this little bird for no reason whatsoever right here. Like that. So she's got her little bird there. All right, so that's how we're going to start. And then around here, I need to put some element. Oh, you know what? I tore this paper off. I could actually, yeah, let's go ahead and use some of it. I tore it off. Let's use this as some of the border strip on the next page. Like just like there to tie it together. That sounds good to me. I do have my little pencil case full of strips that I like to use in this book. But since this was right there, and I don't want to waste it. You know, digitals themselves are usually pretty cheap to buy, but the ink, you know, I don't need to say anything about that. The ink is usually really expensive on printers. So I'm just going to do that like that. And then maybe, where's that other piece? I'm going to have to make this a little bit smaller just because I don't want to make my prayer space too small that I don't have room to write a decent prayer. I'm one of these people, I don't know, put in the comments if you're this way too. Sometimes I feel I pray better when I'm actually just writing, when I'm journaling. It's just like my words flow and my thoughts are more coherent, and I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know what it is, but that's why I like doing a prayer journal. I mean, I just pray also. I don't only just pray in my journal. Okay, so we're just going to put that there. That's cute. And it kind of ties the pages together. It's a little rough because those edges are torn and they're not perfectly stuck down. But you know what? I don't care. I like the way it looks. So this is what we got so far. Cute, cute. Okay, now what I thought is I do need to get my little box of strips. Here it is. And put something down here and up here. So we're just going to go in here and pick something. Okay, guys, I think that's it. I'm going to call it quits there. I might put some glitter gel or something, some glitter glue on it. And then, of course, write my scripture, Exodus 33:18, and then write my prayer in here. I think it turned out super cute. I hope you enjoyed it. And look, guys, pray about it and think if you are going to be bold enough to ask God to show you his glory. And please like my channel, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And until the next video, guys, I hope you are truly blessed. Bye-bye.